So welcome back to In the Pressbox. This is episode 58. I'm here with Aiden, and alongside with us also is Benjamin. He's not feeling too well, so I'm gonna get the hosting duties.
Let's
Um,
go.
so first, before we start here, let's just give a quick congratulations um, to Aiden. He won the predictions.
So I just want to say I'm glad I'm a four-time champion. I'm hope to become a five-time champion here before March Madness. So thank you guys. Thanks for all my fans. I don't have any, but
Yeah, you're exactly right when you said, well, you don't have any because we're tired of you doing that, winning.
it's also Alex's first time losing because I think Benjamin's lost every single time too. So I think Benjamin's happy to be in second. Woo!
And the one
I
time I get
am.
second, there's
I'm
a
happy to
punishment
be in
system.
second.
So the one time I get second place or last place, there's a punishment, and I had pizza for breakfast, and it was
It was this morning.
this morning. It was most disgusting. Actually, a picture is gonna pop up right up here. So that's up there now. I mean, it was not good. It was soggy. It was cold, and I'm pretty sure that we got it on Sunday, and when I ate it today on Thursday, so it's been in there a good 5 days. It was not good. Um, well, also, Benjamin, should we talk about your punishment for fantasy?
Eat
Fantasy?
breakfast. Eat breakfast for 7 days in a week.
Yeah, he has it a lot worse than I did.
Just the thought of that made me sick. That's why I'm sick here. It's just the thought
And
of
some
that.
people don't think it's good. Some people around our league don't think it's a good punishment. But I think for
There
Benjamin,
was controversy. There was drama. It was like being on an episode of Hard Knocks. But in the end, controversy. I don't even know where I'm going with this. But let's just say it was controversial.
Yeah,
You know
okay,
who you
so our
want. Who you want
predictions
to.
are going to conclude in 11 weeks from now, the week before March Madness or selection show. So tune in for that, and hopefully me or Benjamin may win. So welcome back to episode 58. Let's roll the music. So in this podcast, we're going to talk about college football, and we're going to recap the championship and Nick Saban retiring. And then we're also going to talk about NFL with a lot of head coaches changes and Titans and potentially draft. And also, potentially, we'll be going over NBA if we have time. And as always, we'll be concluding this podcast with um, predictions. Is there anything before we start that y'all would like to say? Any regards here before we
I just
start?
want to say I'm doing this podcast and I'm like really sick and I shouldn't be doing this. So, like, please give me a like. Put a like. Please give a comment down below because I'm doing this with the flu and I don't know why I'm doing this. It's really dumb, but it's just too big of a week to miss. I mean, out of all the weeks, I would miss any other week, but what news have we had the last couple of days?
Yeah, you know, Aiden, when we're editing this, we instead of the B um, on the icon, we should put a sick emoji on Benjamin. Should we do that?
yeah, sure.
Okay, so that'll be over there. So fans, if y'all are watching it, we just decided right now. So first, we're gonna start with the very big headline: college football. So first, before we get into the real necessary fun stuff here, recap the championship game. I mean, it was a good game. We saw Michigan winning. So, what did y'all think about the college football game? I know Benjamin, he may not be able to talk as much, but he watched a good part of that game and he watched the previous semifinal game. So, the championship game, I mean, it was a pure domination for Michigan. They kind of were up in the lead the entire game. Kind of right before second half and a little bit into it, it kind of looked like Washington could kind of change things around, but I mean they didn't, and they were not able to they were never able to kind of bounce back. And Michigan won, I believe 31-17 or 31-10. Uh, Benjamin, he's on mute. So Aiden, you go first. Talk about what you thought about the game.
Well, I just want to say that, before the game, obviously we had the semifinals the week before, and I think it's exactly what me and you predicted that whoever wins that game is most likely going to win the national championship. So, I think that that is what happened. Michigan won, barely to Alabama in overtime, and so I think that since Michigan won, they go on to the national championship. They ended up winning in a dominating performance, which I thought was going to happen, and that is what happened. Washington, they weren't really good in the national championship, and they ended up losing. So for me, it wasn't really heartbreaking because I didn't have anything on the line in terms of predictions. And I'm not either a fan of either of them, but I just want to say it wasn't really the best national championship game we've seen here in recent times.
And so you get a lot better. Benjamin, are you back? And did you
Yeah,
hear the
I'm back.
question?
My main thing is when I watched that game, really the big key factor was Michigan able to get pressure on Michael Penix because once Penix got pressured and that offensive line, he had the best in the country. And as soon as Michigan was able to bring the heat and bring the pressure, it threw Penix off of his game. And that's what I thought Michigan was going to be able to do in that game. And that's really the main key factor was that Michigan won the line of scrimmage. So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Well, as we're kind of like talking about head coaches, this is definitely a big, I don't know if you'd call it free agency, but a big, or you may even call it transfer portal now, kind of a coach free agency type shenanigans where we're seeing coaches rumored everywhere. Do you, Jim Harbaugh, his name is out there normally every year. Do you see him going anywhere, NFL, different college, like Alabama, or do you see him staying? What do y'all think?
I see him
Benjamin, you go first.
I see him staying in Michigan. Actually, I don't see him uh, going to the NFL. I don't think that he wants to make that move at this time necessarily, and I definitely do not see him heading anywhere else in college. Uh, Especially if he can get his allegations resolved. He's got that big offer on the table, and I think I don't see him going anywhere.
I mean, I see him going. I can see him going to the NFL, and I think he probably will. But I wouldn't be surprised if he stays, like Benjamin says. But I just think that he won a national championship, and I think there's a lot of new opportunities now in the NFL with how many coaches were just fired, part ways, and stuff like that. But I think Jim Harbaugh is definitely can be a good fit for the NFL, just like his brother is, who's in the playoffs right now and head coach of the Ravens. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities for him. I think there's definitely a great chance for him to go to the NFL.
Well, hold on. I got a quick thing actually right here. According to the Athletic, Jim Harbaugh's first choice is the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah,
That
I
just
saw that.
broke
That
a
they're
minute
they've
ago.
been pretty high on him.
But it's now it's Jim's first choice, so we'll have to see.
Benjamin will. Oh, okay. So he is fixing his mic. Benjamin, make sure you fix your mic. It kind of got low quality. So so now what you clicked on? So you waited about 8 minutes to get to it, and you finally got here. Nick Saban retiring. So this is kind of be just like a y'all can kind of lead this as well, where we're just gonna ask questions about who do y'all think the next coach is gonna be, and well, what do you think about Alabama's dynasty, and do you think other teams are going to kind of step up, like maybe like other teams like Georgia and Tennessee or Ole Miss? Any of those teams going to be like a powerhouse now that Alabama's out of the playoffs or out of the picture for SEC, or is it going to be the same? Just Alabama's still going to be dominant without Nick Saban. So Benjamin or Aiden, you can go first, and then Benjamin can go. So just kind of, what do you see the program going? Who do you see um, being the head coach?
Well, first of all, I know you said that will Alabama's dynasty stay the same? And I know that just last week, last podcast, we were saying when's the dynasty over, and we all said when Nick Saban retires. And now,
We literally said that a week before.
yeah, and now literally he is retired. So that just gives my answer to that. I don't think that no one will ever, at least not close near where we are right now. No one's going to replace Nick Saban and what he did and his accomplishments at Alabama. And whoever they hire, I think it's going to be maybe. I see Lane Kiffin. He has the SEC experience, and
He's a good recruiter.
he is a good recruiter, and I think that Ole Miss is, they're kind of not really the school for him, I think. And if he takes over Alabama, I think there's going to be a lot of kids that still would want to go there. Um, but it's going to be really interesting to see Alabama and how many people leave, how many players stay. But it's definitely going to be a long time. But as a Tennessee Vol fan, I gotta love it. But that's what my whole thoughts on it. Overall, I think Lane Kiffin's going to get the job. I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon's coach was able to get it.
Or even Coach Sark for Texas. Hey,
So
Benjamin.
yeah, so according to reports, Dan Lanning, the Oregon coach, is out of the mix, and right now uh, the biggest chance to land the Alabama job is Florida State's Mike Norvell. So that's one to look at, and the other one is Coach Sarkisian from Texas. Lane Kiffin not listed on there, but you'd imagine they're going to take a look at him. But end of an era. What do you guys think is next for Nick Saban?
Well, I mean, he obviously took a break because I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. His wife with Alzheimer's, so that's very sad. I'm sure he's gonna take a break real quick, and then every football guy is gonna love and get back into the game, whether that's being an athletic director, analyst, a coordinator, a broadcaster, whatever it is. I think he's gonna get back into the football world. That's personally what I think. And do you kind of agree?
I mean, yeah, I couldn't say it better than myself. I think he needs to take the break he needs, and he deserves it. He's been doing it for a while, but once he gets back in, he's going to be maybe an analyst on TV, something like that. So that's what I think for him.
Um, yeah, real quick, we'll be moving on to NFL. But my thing is, I think Lane Kiffin is going to be the next coach at Alabama, and I'm really excited because Tennessee and Coach Heupel are going to be the new best team in town, and Tennessee runs SEC. Unlike Vanderbilt, Clark Lee ain't crap. Now let's go over to NFL. So another coach firing, Bill Belichick, and well, no, that's second. Mike Vrabel first. So he's fired. And what's next for the Titans? As who do you think they're going to draft? And what exactly do you think that Titans are going to do here? We've seen a lot of coordinators and defensive coordinators coming into Nashville.
I mean,
Um,
first of all, can I ask you guys, do you agree with firing him?
I'm neutral. I don't
Yeah.
agree or disagree, and I knew it was going to happen. Or knew it was going to happen anyway. So, I mean, I guess they're going to start at year zero, the rebuild. They're going to fire him.
There is a rumor that he wanted full roster control, and that's why we dismissed him. So, I mean, personally, I just don't see who you're going to find that's much better. Some of my top candidates that I want is I like the Ravens defensive coordinator for the job, and I like the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. I also like the Texans offensive coordinator, Slowick. So those would be my ones. But I disagree with firing him. I think that it's a disaster.
I mean, I'd see why they do it. I kind of, I mean, I think it's very good, because I think that Mike Vrabel, he just couldn't get along with the coaching staff that well, and he really didn't. At least I think he's a great coach, but I don't think the Titans are the right team for him as of right where they are right now. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, Kevin Byard, AJ Brown, you're losing all of those people. And I think this thing is it's too frustrating for him. So I think if he can go onto a team like the New England Patriots right now, he could do well. I think he's a good coach, like I've said, but that's what I think about it. I don't think the Titans are the right team. I think that there's someone better for them right now, and I think that there's Mike Vrabel is not really the best right now for the Titans.
Well, Benjamin, as far as candidates, I really liked what you said in that case scenario. But do we see any of those head coaches that have been fired? They haven't really been talked as candidates? Do we see them as kind of other candidates like Braden Stanley or Stadley? I don't really know. The Chargers, Ron Rivera, Arthur Smith. He's a former Titan. Do we see any of those people coming and potentially taking the head coach job, or we
No,
kind of want a young coordinator?
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'd agree with Benjamin. I don't think we don't need Arthur Smith. He's already proved what he's done as a head coach, and it's not really good. I mean, I could take him as a coordinator, of course, but as a head coach, no. I think that the Ravens defensive coordinator, like Benjamin said, Lions offensive coordinator, all of what Benjamin said is the best candidates, and I think that's what we're going to try to go for.
Well, I thought this was almost like 100%, but kind of news here in Smyrna, um, which is kind of right outside of Nashville. Um, their local airport, there was seen a Commanders plane. So seeming like they were picking up Mike Vrabel and going to potentially give him an interview. Do you see Mike Vrabel going anywhere else other than the Patriots?
I mean,
Actually, oh yeah, you go, Aiden.
yeah, I think that it's possible, but then again, I don't know if anyone if you always got to look at your options, and you got to be interviewed and at the most teams possible because if you're a coach, you don't want to just go to one interview and say that's the job that I want to do. Obviously, he has ties with New England, but it's definitely there's an opportunity. There's definitely a chance that he can go to somewhere like the Seahawks, Commanders, the Chargers, anything like that. But I think most likely the Patriots. So you can go ahead, Benjamin.
I actually see. There's a report that came out that Patriots are not really looking at Vrabel. They're going to look at Mayo or something, their linebackers coach. I could see Vrabel going to the Falcons because there's already a lot of former Titans on the Falcons, like Ferkser and what's our other tight end? Our other Jonnu Smith, Foreman, some other former Titans. So I could actually see Vrabel going to the Falcons. As far as the Commanders, what do you guys think about Eric Bieniemy?
I mean, I think that could be a good option. I know that, he's done pretty good. It wouldn't be my number one option. That's what I think about it. Would it be? What about you, Alex?
No, I didn't exactly. You kind of said not my number one option, but I would kind of be up there looking for anyone.
Let's
Well,
also
guys,
quickly mention. Let's mention really quick before we do anything here about Pete Carroll. I forgot to put that on the schedule. Pete Carroll also uh, kind of move separate ways.
never in a million years I would think that Bill Belichick, Nick Saban, Pete Carroll, and potentially Kirby Smart are done with their respective jobs all in 1 week, and Mike Vrabel all in 1 week.
It really is unbelievable. It's like the end of an era, actually. You think about it. What are you
No,
guys snacking on? Wait. Let's do a quick food review. What you guys snacking on?
we're snacking on some M&Ms currently.
M&M sponsor us.
We made it. We made it out the bottoms. We're done getting Kroger brand. We got
I
M and
got
M's.
I got respect for that. I had the
The
Canada Dry
podcast.
last
We
week.
finally got money from the podcast.
I got Canada Dry last week.
Um. So now we see Bill Belichick. So let's just kind of talk about that. Where do you see him going? Do you see him retiring? And what do we kind of think about that? I mean, he's a very well-respected coach. I believe has 7 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah, he did. Just to answer really quick, I see Belichick going to the Raiders. That's what my opinion is on that.
Ooh, I could see him going there. I could see him going to Alabama, and I could see him retiring. And I think that's about it.
I see him going to Alabama. I don't really know. That's kind of where I think about it, but I think I agree with Benjamin. The Raiders are definitely a good option, or maybe the Commanders. I don't know. I think Mike Vrabel is more of a fit for the Commanders than Bill Belichick is, but now I think what it will set up for is if we'll see if Bill Belichick is a good coach or not. Because my personal take on it is I think that he's a good coach, decent coach, but I think he wouldn't be as good or have all those accomplishments if it wasn't for Tom Brady. So that's what I think. It might be a hot take. I'm sorry for Bill Belichick fans out there. So I'm basically saying he may not have success with his new team wherever he goes. Do you always agree with me, or am I just saying something random?
I somewhat agree.
Okay. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I somewhat agree, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if Mac Jones. I mean, Mac Jones is not Tom Brady level whatsoever. Mac Jones is not even a starter level. So I mean, you can't really if you don't have a starting quarterback. I mean, it's kind of hard to win games. And I mean, yeah, Tom Brady's the best to do it, but Tom Brady, you can only play. You can't really pick the plays. And Bill Belichick, he was in charge of that, and he did a good job with that. Uh, Now, are we done with NFL talk, guys?
Really quick, I want to get your thoughts on some of the playoff games. Really quick, like some of the big ones: Cowboys
Oh,
and the Packers, Which game are you most excited to watch? I'll start off, and I'm gonna say, game that I'm most excited to watch is Matthew Stafford's return to Detroit on Sunday Night Football, Rams and the Lions. That should be fun.
I'm looking forward to the Dolphins Chiefs. I know it's gonna be sad because it's only gonna be on Peacock, but I mean it's gonna be.
We do have Peacock, by the way.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We're gonna probably watch it.
I didn't know that, so I guess we will be able to watch it. But I mean, it's gonna be good. We're gonna see a very cold game, record lows, and Dolphins. They're a really good team, but they're from Miami. Is the cold gonna affect them? Taylor Swift will not be in attendance. They usually perform well when she's not. Um, so maybe we see a good game, but I think Dolphins really have a good chance to win. But I mean, Chiefs, they are at home. I will give you my prediction later, but they are at home and they're gonna have the advantage weather-wise.
Now, I think my playoff of the game is the first game of the playoffs, the Browns versus the Texans. The Texans, I think they're coming off a little hot. You know, they have C.J. Stroud. They just won a few games, and I think they're really pumped and excited to be in the playoffs and just win the AFC South for the first time in since 2016 or something like that. So I think they're coming off with a lot of fuel. And, I think the Browns especially, they are too. So Joe Flacco, we're going to see what he can do in the NFL playoffs. So it's going to be a long time since we've seen him do it, but I think it's going to be an interesting comeback story to say the least. And we'll see how both teams end up playing out. So I think Browns vs. Texans is definitely a game to watch.
Yeah, that should be. I like that one. Browns and Texans. C.J. Stroud, rookie season playoff debut, but Joe Flacco's been on fire. He's been slinging it. Should be interesting. You guys want to move on to predictions soon here? Final thoughts?
Yeah. Real quick, do y'all see any kind of normally maybe one game or so is a blowout? Do y'all see any games that are blowouts, or do you see that they're all going to be pretty good?
Packers and Cowboys is the only one I could see being a what's it called, a blowout. But Cowboys like to choke in the playoffs, so we may see something else. But that's what
I strongly disagree with that. I think that game's going to be down to the wire and a thriller. I really believe that. I see the Packers giving them a massive fight. So I absolutely disagree with that take.
or the
But
Eagles and Bucks.
Or the Eagles and Bucks?
but yeah, that's what I was going to say. The Eagles and the Bucks. I don't see that being close. I actually don't see that one being close. But as far as the Cowboys and the Packers, I mean, I don't think I just feel like I can see where you're coming with that, but it could be interesting though because I think what was the Packers cornerback Jair Alexander, he may be out during that game, and then at that point I would say okay, yeah, maybe it can be, but I don't know. I think that one's going to be definitely a respectable game. I think a blowout game, in my opinion, the two blowout games that I'm looking at is the Chiefs and the Dolphins, and definitely the Bucks and the Eagles. But I'll save my predictions.
Did y'all see Jair Alexander on the news? He was mistaken for a fan, this week or after the game.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he was celebrating with the reporter, and she was that he was a fan. Well, do we want to move on to NBA, or do we want to do predictions?
I would prefer predictions because I'm starting to go downhill. But if you guys want to do NBA, I can go on mute for the segment.
Okay, we can do predictions. So, predictions. This is a new week, new season. So, me and Benjamin may potentially take it all here. Don't put that down, Aiden.
That's right. And guess what? It's NBA and NHL, and you don't watch those, so you can't cheat this time. So
No, but ESPN does, and that's what he looks at.
Actually,
no.
Because let me tell you something. ESPN does not put their odds on MLS or NHL games.
And that's why
Only Aiden would know that.
Well,
So, okay, so hopefully me and Benjamin, if we do good this week, we can be first time in a good while. So, first game, Browns versus Texans. What do y'all have?
I have the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. I got respect for that. I'm gonna go with the Texans on this one. I think C.J. Stroud gets the win.
I got the Browns here. Are y'all willing, or Benjamin? Are you willing? No, we can't wait. Or we don't have to. We have 0 points. Dolphins, Chiefs.
Wait, could
I
we
have the
wager
Chiefs.
on negatives?
What you say?
I said technically, could we wager because I don't think I'd only wager two, so then it would be like I couldn't really be in the negatives unless I like fail everything.
Tell me, technically you have 0 points, so you can't really wager.
Okay, I get it. All right. Okay, Dolphins and Chiefs. Start. You go ahead. Who do you have?
Oh, Dolphins. Who do you have?
I got the Chiefs in this one,
Ooh, and you think that's gonna be a blowout too? You said.
and I do because I think it's going to be way too cold for the Dolphins. They're going to fall apart.
Well, Tyreek Hill, he's used to it.
That's true. Maybe Tyreek Hill has that revenge game. Nobody's really talking about Tyreek's return to Kansas City, so we don't know. Maybe Tyreek Hill keeps them in it, but I see the Chiefs winning. What about you, Aiden?
Steelers versus Bills. I got the Bills.
I definitely got the Bills.
Wait, I got the Bills? What did Aiden predict for Chiefs and Dolphins?
You're glitching out.
Oh, what did Aiden predict for Chiefs and Dolphins?
I said the Chiefs.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Packers and Cowboys.
I got the Cowboys.
I got the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys as well.
Rams versus Lions. I got the Lions.
I got Hendon Hooker and the Lions.
I got the Lions too.
Eagles versus Buccaneers. Who do we have? I have the Eagles.
I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
I have the Buccaneers, not even remotely close.
What?
I do. The Eagles are on a downfall. Jalen Hurts has not thrown a single pass all week. A.J. Brown hurt his knee, may not play. I don't think this game is going to be remotely close, especially with the game being in Tampa. I don't see this being close, and I see the Bucs blowing them out.
Wait, the game's in Tampa?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Eagles did not win their division.
And you cannot change. And the Eagles have lost 5 straight. Jalen Hurts may not even play in the game, so you're trusting Marcus Mariota.
Wait, since when has the Eagles been this bad?
I don't know. Someone doesn't watch football. They watch WWE.
Well, no, I've been watching like Tennessee games. I haven't been watching the Eagles. Okay, well now moving on to NBA for this. So first game, Knicks versus Grizzlies. Grizzlies they're out with y'all. That's what we were going to talk about NBA. So Grizzlies, they're not going to be too good. So I got the Knicks here.
I got the Knicks as well.
I got the Knicks. John Morant out. Marcus Smart out, I believe, as well.
All right, next game we have the Spurs versus Hawks. I have the Hawks.
I also got the Hawks.
I have the Hawks as well.
Wembanyama is not going to be too good that game. I'm just kidding. I know how to say it. I just did that. Wembanyama. Warriors versus Grizzlies. I got the Warriors.
I have the Warriors.
I have the Warriors as well.
Now moving on to NHL action. Predators versus Stars. I got the Predators.
I have the Nashville Predators.
I got the Predators as well.
Rangers versus Capitals. Benjamin's second team. I got the Capitals.
Wait, Benjamin's second team is the Rangers?
No, Capitals.
Oh, I have the Rangers.
I have the Rangers. Not even close. Capitals have really struggled this year with goaltending.
Don't you like the Capitals?
I do, but I don't see them winning. They're not good this year.
Predators versus Golden Knights. I have the Golden Knights.
I have the Nashville Predators pulling it off again and getting another win.
I got the Preds as well in this one, but that may have been a little bit of a biased pick, I have to admit.
Well,
Vegas
this is our recap in this week of sports. I'm Alex. Thank you guys for watching. Please tune in and stay in for about 11 weeks, and so you can sign up for our March Madness bracket predictor, and me, Benjamin, Aiden, we're gonna decide on some prizes, and there are gonna be some good prizes, probably even better than last year. Yeah, there's gonna be some good prizes on the line. So tune in for that.
Yeah, prizes get interesting. I like this time of the year when it kind of starts to turn to March Madness. That's when the predictions are always at their kind of peak and in their prime.
I would like to give me credit. I went perfect for a very long time, and you know what? You know, it'd be the coolest thing ever if someone went perfect, had a perfect bracket on our in our league.
And then Alex's bracket came non-perfect when Florida Atlantic beat Tennessee.
It, it was actually FTU beat Purdue. I went 2 days. I went 2 days perfect.
Tennessee should
And
make
you
it
can
to
call
the
me
North.
Jim Harbaugh or you can call me LeBron James, whatever. I'm a 4-time champion now, so
Aiden,
I just want to say that one more time before I
All right,
go.
thank you guys for watching. Go Doors. I'm out.
go Vols.
Go Doors.